Hold on a second. You're probably thinking right now, I already know everything about cats. They eat, they sleep, they meow, just a regular house pet, nothing more. But let me tell you something. Scientists have been studying male cats for decades, and every single time they look closer, they find something that surprises even them. Today, I'm going to share those things with you. Ready? Then let's get into it. Let's start with the first thing. Cats meow. Everyone knows that. But have you ever stopped to think about the fact that cats almost never meow at each other? Seriously, when cats communicate with other cats, they use body language, scent, and eye contact. Meowing? That's for you. Only for humans. Behavioral scientist John Bradshaw, author of the book Cat Sense, explains it this way. Cats have lived alongside humans for thousands of years, and over time, they slowly developed something entirely new just to communicate with us. They adapted their meows specifically for each person they live with. Think about that for a second. Every cat owner's cat meows in a slightly different tone. Why? Because that cat built a specific language based on how that particular person responds. A 2019 study from the University of Sussex confirmed this scientifically. So your cat's meow is basically a personal message written just for you. But that raises a question. If meowing is a language, what does body language say? What about the eyes? Because what male cats do with their eyes is something very few people actually talk about. In 2020, a fascinating study was published in the journal Scientific Reports. A team of researchers led by Karen McComb ran an experiment with cats. The results were so unexpected that editors spent time double-checking whether the findings were actually correct. What did they find? When cats slowly blink at you, that's a sign of their emotional bond with you. The scientists officially called it the cat kiss. That's the actual scientific term they used. But here's the even more interesting part. You can do it back. Look at your cat and slowly blink at them. In most cases, they'll respond the same way. It's essentially the cat version of a human smile. In one experiment in Japan, complete strangers gave this slow blink to cats they had never met before. 45% of those cats moved closer. To strangers, just because of one slow blink. Now think about this. Male cats make eye contact less frequently than females. But when they do, it's a much deeper signal of trust. Kind of like, men speak less, but when they do, it means something. Yeah, sounds a little familiar, doesn't it? But the eyes don't tell the whole story. Because male cats have a nasal system that, honestly, every time I get to this part, I'm genuinely amazed all over again. The human nose has around 5 million scent receptors. A cat's nose has up to 200 million. But it doesn't stop there. Male cats have an additional system called the Jacobson's organ, which allows them to essentially taste the air through their mouth. Have you ever noticed your cat sitting with its mouth slightly open, completely frozen? That's not laziness. That's called the Fleeman response. In that moment, your cat is analyzing the air. Who walked through here? When? What mood they were in? It's reading all of it. Zoo psychologist Temple Grandin writes in her book Animals in Translation that animals experience the world in a way that is completely beyond what we can comprehend. Their internal screen doesn't even compare to ours. So when your cat sits and carefully studies a new guest who just walked into your home, that's not shyness. It's gathering information about that person that you simply cannot see. Is there stress? Fear? Any sign of illness? Your cat is reading all of it. Through its nose. Sometimes cats understand people better than we do. We judge familiarity by a face. Cats judge it by scent. Now let's shift to a slightly different topic, the territory question with male cats. Sun Tzu writes in The Art of War, "Know your enemy, know yourself, and in 100 battles you will win 100 times." When I first read that, cats immediately came to mind, because they apply this principle almost perfectly. Unneutered male cats mark an average territory of about 1 square kilometer. That's 10 times the territory of a female cat. But here's what's more interesting. Neutered males don't completely lose this instinct either. They just apply it in a quieter, more strategic way. In a study conducted in London, I'm talking about the Cat Tracker project. Researchers analyzed the nightly routes of GPS-tracked urban cats. The result was striking. Cats returned to the same point every night, but took different routes each time. Alternate paths, like they had a built-in plan B if one road was blocked. A 2016 study published in the journal Animal Behavior showed that male cats actually build a kind of mental map, predicting which cats would be where and at what time. So your cat always sleeping in the same corner of the room isn't random preference. It chose the most strategic position in that space. It can see both doors, has a view of the window, and its back is protected. Does it do this consciously? Maybe not, but sometimes instinct is smarter than strategy. Now, let's get to the topic that gets the most questions: sleep. A cat that sleeps 16 hours a day. At first glance, it looks like pure laziness, but it's the complete opposite. Cats are hunters, not long-distance runners, explosive, sudden attackers. That type of hunting requires an enormous burst of energy in a very short time. And that energy can only be built up through deep sleep. Neurologist Matthew Walker writes in Why We Sleep that sleep is not a biological luxury. It is the single most important performance system for every living creature. Cats know this instinctively. We're still catching up. But here's the most fascinating part. Watch your cat closely while it sleeps. Its ears move. Its paws sometimes twitch. That's called sleep hunting. The brain is literally running a hunting simulation at that very moment. It's consolidating muscle memory, which means even while sleeping, your cat is training. This is exactly why you shouldn't wake a cat up while it's sleeping. It's not just about them feeling bad. It disrupts a biological cycle. Research shows that cats whose sleep is frequently interrupted behave more aggressively and more anxiously overall. Let's take a step back and look at the big picture. A male cat is not just a simple house pet. It has lived side by side with humans for thousands of years, changing slowly, adapting to understand us. It developed a private language just for us. It reads us with its eyes. It analyzes us with its nose. It manages its territory with military-level strategy. And even while sleeping, it is perfecting itself. None of this is made up. Every single point here is backed by scientific research. So maybe the next time your cat looks at you and gives you that slow, gentle blink, blink back. Because in their language, that means, I trust you. One question was still left open. Do you remember? At the very beginning of this video, I asked, why do male cats sometimes just get up and walk out of the room for no reason at all? Here's the answer. They're sensing something you can't. A scent, a sound, a shift in the air. Their sensors are so sensitive that where we see an empty, quiet room, they see movement, change, signals. They're not alone in there. They're just tuned to a different channel. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button below. It directly helps more videos like this one reach more people. Drop a comment and tell me, what's the most surprising thing your cat has ever done? I genuinely want to know. I read every single comment. And don't forget to subscribe. Next video, we're going to dig into whether cats can actually feel human emotions. The answer is still debated in the scientific world, but I have my own opinion on it. And I'll be sharing that too. See you then!